You're watching Toonami TV, full time from St James's Park. Newcastle United 1, Aston Villa 1, instant match reaction. The points are shared this evening. I don't have any complaints about the result. We were very, very fortunate actually to have got a 1-1 draw. Aston Villa take the lead through Ollie Watkins. You could say it was a slice of fortune, but you've got to be in the right place at the right time. He stooped with a header. It come off Kieran Clark's knee, and then it hit the underside of the crossbar and bounced in. And then we equalise through Jamal Lascelles with a towering header with the last kick of the game right at the death. And Steve Bruce has to be the most luckiest guy in Newcastle right now, because any other given time we lose that game because our heads drop and we give up. But the lads didn't, and the fair play to them. We're going to need that between now and the rest of the season. This can only be a good point if we stay in the Premier League come the end of the season. But at the same time, I'm sat here frustrated because Villa were there for the taking tonight. And I don't want to sound disrespectful when I say this, but Villa, they've had a great season. They've got an outside chance of Europe. But the more I watch them, the more I feel like their job is done. They are ready for the summer. They're ready for next season, and they can build on from there. And it was two sides that looked safe. We are far from safe in this league. We are on a serious situation where we could be relegated at the end of the season. We are at home, and we needed the 3 points tonight. I said that the game would finish 1-1. But if you look at the second half chances that we created, points dropped. But at the same time, I have to look at the positives and say it's a point gained, given the fact that we were 1-0 down and we could have lost it. It could have been more points dropped at home. But at the same time, I can't stick up for the lads tonight. As much as they have battled to get it to a 1-1 draw, it's 2 wins in 19 games. Let that sink in. 2 wins in 19 games. Steve Bruce should not be the manager of this football club. Any club at any league level, you would be sacked. Steve Bruce should honestly resign. As much as this could be a good result, he should resign. Tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, or Mike Ashley needs to do the right thing. It just goes to prove now that Steve Bruce was never the answer. And I said it from the very get-go, he was never the answer. He'll take we down. He's so awful at tactics. Tonight, he cost us, in terms of his substitutions, far too late. What's he doing? I mean, he takes off Ryan Fraser, our best player, for Jacob Murphy. I've got no problem with Jacob Murphy coming on. But you do not take Ryan Fraser off, who was our best player on the night in terms of trying to make something happen. You take off Joe Linton because he was piss poor again tonight. I mean, that first half chance alone, that was really, really bad. That was carbon copy of the West Brom game the other week, where he takes far too long on the ball and he gets tackled. But I just feel like tonight, I mean, the game itself for 80 minutes was a bore fest, a yawn fest, a snow fest, whatever you want to call it. That's what it was. The game lacked any real quality. We didn't have our 3 best players playing, Alan St. Maximin, Miggy Almiron and Callum Wilson. But that's no excuse. There's simply no excuses that we can't beat Aston Villa at home. And we shot ourselves in the foot when they took the lead from a game that we could have actually won if we stayed switched on for the full 90 minutes. But we don't. That's the problem. We don't play well for a full 90 minutes. We didn't tonight. We played well for the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes if you want to add the stoppage time on. By the time Jamal Lascelles got the equaliser, do beg your pardon. But looking at the starting lineup that Steve Bruce went with, he went a 4-4-2. But at 7 o'clock, I thought it was going to be a 4-3-3. Because you think if Joe Linton and Dwight Gale's playing, it might actually work. You played Dwight Gale as the natural number 9. You put Joe Linton in his preferred position out on the left-hand side where he can cut in. That's where he performs better. And then you put Ryan Fraser out wide right. Well, that wasn't the case. It was Dwight Gale and Joe Linton up front. And then, for me, that was alarm bells because Dwight Gale and Joe Linton don't actually work well together. I don't think Dwight Gale or Joe Linton's ever partnered together before. They may have done, but when Joe Linton partners up alongside someone, it doesn't tend to work. I don't know why, but just Joe Linton's not a proper striker at this level. He's a championship forward, at best. Maybe I'm just being kind there. But in terms of the rest of the side, there was no Jeff Hendricks, so that can only have been a good thing. I look at Emil Kraft starting. You've got to start Manquillo in this game. Unless Manquillo is not fully fit, then yes, okay, why take the risk? He did come on to play a part in the match. But yeah, the squad, it is what it is. Like, we haven't got class options where we can think, right, we'll put you on, we'll try and do something. We haven't got enough quality in the side. We all know that. But going into the game, first half was just dull, flat, whatever you want to call it. I was yawning throughout the whole game, talking to a few mates. We had a chance through Joe Linton when he was put through. Very similar to West Brom. He finds himself in the box, takes far too many touches, doesn't set himself, and Villa, they get back and they put in a good sliding challenge. Joe Linton, it's a chance wasted. You're thinking, hit the target, work the goalkeeper at least. You never know, you might just score. But no, he takes far too long, and yeah, Villa, they clear the lines. Villa had a chance as well, where Dubravka, he sort of saved it like that, but apart from that, it was that type of first half, it was pretty woeful, abysmal football that you'd expect from Steve Bruce. Two sides that are, one's crap and that's us, and you got Villa who, they'll probably take the point, given the fact that it's away from home on a Friday night. Second half, you're expecting a little bit more. It wasn't that really. Up until when Steve Bruce made the subs, but again, he costs me because he's doing them far too long. Why are you waiting until the 70th minute to make a sub when you can make a sub around the 60th minute if it's not working? That doesn't sort of happen with Steve Bruce. Your mind just, honestly. And second half, it's anything better like the first. Both halves were really bad, let's be honest, up until the 2 goals. And then Steve Bruce finally makes his first sub, and it's a really poor one in my opinion. He takes off Ryan Fraser and he brings on Jacob Murphy. I'm all for Jacob Murphy coming on. I do rate the lad. But bringing off your best player, Ryan Fraser, who was looking more of a threat, trying to make something happen, rather than Joe Linton, who done barely next to nothing, missing big chances, and he stays on the pitch. I can't stick up for Joe Linton. I honestly think he's crap. I really do. And so anyway, Villa, they go and take the lead through Ollie Watkins. A ball goes into the box. It's not cleared. Ollie Watkins, he just sort of heads the ball. It comes off Kieran Clark's knee. Very unfortunate. Hits the underside of the crossbar and bounces in past Dubravka. 1-0 Aston Villa. And you're thinking, I'm not surprised. If you don't take your chances and you play as woeful as what we've played, this season, and not just this season, but this game alone, then it's no real shock that we've got 1-0 down. And you're thinking, well, Villa could easily go on and get a second year and really kill off the game. Steve Bruce brought on Andy Carroll. Too late in my opinion to make any real impact. Albeit, yes, we did get back into the game in injury time. It was a good ball into the box, and you see Jamal Lascelles tower a header in past the goalkeeper. And I feel like it's a fair result on reflection of the game. The game didn't really come to life until the last sort of 10 minutes. And I feel like for efforts of trying to stay positive at 1-0 down, that's a reward for what can happen if you're positive for a full 90 minutes. But we weren't tonight. That's the thing. We were good for, I would say, the last 10-15 minutes. That was it. You look back at the game and you just think it's probably a point gained, albeit we're at home. We need the 3 points, and that's all we needed tonight was 3 points in order to go level with Burnley and potentially go ahead of them on goal difference. But now we've only picked up the point. It's 28. Okay, it could be a good point come the end of the season, but You look at Brighton, they've got Southampton. That's a winnable game there for Brighton. And then you've got Fulham taking on Manchester City. You would say that's a game that Fulham will end up losing, but you just don't know. I mean, they've beaten Liverpool, so we could be in the relegation zone this weekend. That is the reality. We probably won't be, but we should be for how bad we're playing. Steve Bruce has to be the luckiest guy in Newcastle right now to have got an equaliser, because he would have got bigger pelters to have left tonight. Steve Bruce shouldn't be here on the record that he's got. 2 wins in 19 games is utter shite. It's really bad. But I feel like the Brighton game next week is even bigger now. We need 3 points. Anything less than 3 points, he has to go. It's as simple as that. No ifs, no buts, he has to go. Because it's simply not good enough. I don't care who he's mates with, but it's our Premier League status on the line. And if we don't make change, then we're just going to go down. It's as simple as that. And if we do go down at the end of the season, I won't be shocked, because the writing is on the wall. And that's why I didn't do the preview this week, because it's so difficult to talk us up a good game, because we're so boring and predictable under this spineless, clueless of a manager, the absolute clown that you call Steve Bruce. I've never rated his management, but he just seems to get away with it every single week, and he has tonight. But I'm not saying that Villa deserved to win the game. They'll argue that they should have got the 3 points, but they didn't, and that's football. But at the same time, you could look to think, well, we should have got the 3 points. If Murphy, didn't hit the crossbar, that's a big chance, by the way. I didn't mention that. Oh dear, he beats 2 defenders, the clash inside the box, and he's just got to put his laces through it and put it in the back of the net, and somehow he hits the crossbar and it bounces out. Villa get away with it, and that could have been, if he'd scored that and then Jamal Lascelles got the second one, we could have won the game 2-1, just like that. But there you go. We've drawn 1-1 with Aston Villa. I'll take it, but at the same time I'm frustrated because it's another 3 points that we could have picked up at home, and we haven't done it. But let me know your comments down below of the match. Do you think it was a fair result or not? But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 3,700 subscribers. Until the next one, I'll see you all later. Take care. How are the lads?